What is going on YouTube? It's Sonic. Playing alone this time. LCD's not able to play. And sorry for not uploading. Been busy with school, had a couple projects, and just a lot of family problems, so just if uploads are scattered, that's why. Just trying to deal with family. But today we are playing some Zhin. I don't mind Zhin. He's not bad. Personally, I think he's one of the better flankers up there with, I don't know, I would say him and Joe are neck and neck, really, since they both have a counter, but I think Zhin does more damage overall. And the lack of commentary, I feel so bad for doing that. But our team comp, Tyra's really good, and Grover with Maldamba for healing makes us really good. Well, not really good, I'd say. It all depends on the player. See, most people are like, oh, this person is extremely good and didn't die at all this game with Makoa. And then you play Makoa and you die, and you're like, well, how come I didn't do good, but they did? And it's all up to how you play the character. Like, some people will play like damage. Maybe they don't go flank Skye, they go damage Skye. Or damage Ying, which I play almost all the time. If I ever play Ying, I play damaging. Just because I think, because you can heal with damaging, but you also do fairly well. Damage wise, she's extremely good. But yeah, I'm gonna max out Haven just because of, see, the thing with Skye, if you watch me play I can't even speak English. If you watch me play Paladins, and there's a Skye, if you ever do, I should say, if you ever play Paladins, there's a Skye, don't go for Illuminate, because you're only using it for Skye. So, but if you go for Haven, her damage, she'll start doing less and less damage, which means you'll have more time to counter her, which overall is good. And so yeah, basically Zhin's abilities, he throws his swords, I think each is 200, and then his strong throw is 700. Then he has Billow, which he basically turns into smoke, and oh my god. But that he just okay, that makes sense. Buck is, there's some people that are difficult to take care of. Like Buck is one, Skye is one, because they can easily escape from you, and that alone is annoying. But I'm just gonna. I was just off. Oh, I'm probably gonna die. How am I alive? That's the question. But yeah, I don't play Zhin that often. I've been playing him a lot recently, and finding, I'm sorry, I was just focusing because I'm a killer, and finding a loadout that works for me, which I did like, because if you go to import and you choose one from the Paladins leaderboards, you basically get that. And I went for the best Zhin player on the leaderboards, and I copied his loadout, and it's doing really good for me, as you can tell. But Thank you, Tyro. Okay, I got that. Yeah, I don't know if you guys knew that, but if you play Zhin, you can counter Sky's ult just by using counter with Zhin. It doesn't work with Androxus though, only Zhin, which I think is cool that Zhin has his own little thing. Get rid of this Makoa. But I just got 3 eliminations in a row and my team won. That was a fast game. I'll probably play 1 or 2 more, depending on how much time I have. Yeah, I don't know. Nice, our Tyro got best play. Let's watch this. Overall, I wouldn't say I did too bad with Zhin. Oh, I was there. I was in our final thing. Let's say I got that Androxus, and then she killed the guy behind him. I think, maybe. But the Paladins is a fun game. LCD doesn't think so. He thinks Call of Duty's better. So put in the comments below what you think your favorite Paladins character is, because I'm just curious to know your favorite Paladins character, your favorite thing to do in Call of Duty, your favorite game mode or anything really. We went 7-0 with 17 assists. We almost got best damage. We got second best damage. We got the highest streak because we didn't die. But I will show you. I will show you my Zhin loadout right now. So my Zhin loadout is this. So right here, my solo killer. If you go to import, then you search leaderboard as the top guy right here. And this does work really well. So you can read over that. Pause the video and read over it. But other than that, let's get in and queue for another game. And while I do that, I will just how you guys know about me. I'm 16. I am a junior in high school, and I guess high school is fun. It's not difficult depending on which teachers you get. Obviously, some of you guys can agree. It all depends on your teachers and how hard you try in school, which I don't really try personally, but you know, if I did, I'd probably have better grades. But story time. So today I was waiting because we have school meetings, so I was skipping it like I always do. And the dean of our school, he was walking by, and he's like, it was me and my 2 other friends, and like, oh, why are you guys not going to the meeting? And we're like, well, you know, we're getting picked up. I'm going to Dutch appointment. And he's like, well, did you talk to, we'll just call him Mr. B. And we're like, did you tell Mr. B you're getting picked up? My dad called me last minute and told me he's picking me up. I was like, well, you should have told Mr. B, because then he gives you a note. And I wanted to say, well, how am I supposed to tell him if he left like 5 minutes ago and my dad called me 4 minutes ago? So how? I didn't though. Said okay. And then 3 more teachers walked out and like, come on guys, we're getting picked up. I'm like, all of you? We're like, yeah. And then I continued to skip the rest of the meeting. And then toward the end, this lady walked outside and she looked at me and one of my other friends, and she's like, aren't you supposed to be at the meeting right now? And we're like, yeah, but we're getting picked up. And she's like, really? Where are you going? And she points to me, I'm like, going to a doctor's appointment. She goes to my friend. She's like, oh, my mom's picking me up to bring me home. And she's like, yeah, okay, sure. Well, you guys should go wait where your parents are going to pick you up. And yeah, and then she walked back inside. That was fun. But besides from that, it's boring. But I guess I can just tell you different stories throughout this game. Our team is an Andro, a Pip, a Willow, a Zhin, which is me, and a Victor. Their team, they don't have a front line either. They have an Andro too, and a Victor as well. Okay, I don't think our Pip is going to be able to match that Saris in healing, but anyways, story time. So, I don't know why I say it. I think I got it from John Green. But, so in 2nd grade, I'm just gonna tell embarrassing stories, because people like embarrassing stories, right? Alright, so in 2nd grade, I was so convinced that I could do backflips off swings, because that's what I like to do in school. And the swings at my school, at my elementary school were big. Well, not they were big, they were really long. So I had enough space to land the backflips. And I went home one day and was telling my brother about it, and he's like, no, I bet you can't do that. And I'm like, yeah, I can. And he's like, prove it. And keep in mind, guys, he was supposed to be watching me, right? Watching me and making sure I don't get hurt. Yeah. And then he's like, well, prove it, which, hey, you shouldn't tell a 7-year-old that he can't do something, because he will. He will try, and he will get hurt. And then it's your fault. Okay, just get rid of that. And what did I do? I attempted to do it. My swing wasn't big enough, so I did the initial backflip almost, and I landed on my arms, like both of my arms. And I pushed up, and all of a sudden I fell to the ground. And I felt the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. And I'm crying, I'm like, I can't feel my arms, I can't move my arms. And he's like, bull crap, you can't. And he's like, prove it. And I literally stopped. I like couldn't move my arms. And he still didn't believe me until he touched them, and he's like, oh, you actually can't feel them. And I'm like, yeah. And then he called my dad, and my dad brought me to the hospital. And it turns out I had fractured both of my arms. Okay, get away from me. So yeah, I went through the rest of my 2nd grade year with broken arms, which was a very fun experience, except for my teacher, who was like, why can't you do your work? Why can't you write? And I was basically like, well, I can't move my arms. I could not move my arms because of the way they had the casts on. Okay, kill this guy. So yeah, she kept on me and one of my friends in my work, and she got a detention for helping me with my work, like writing down my answers after I told her what to write down, and she got detention for it. And yeah, that teacher was mean. She was only mean to me though. Like, she was nice to everyone else. It was just because I wasn't able to write for myself that she didn't like me, which is a dumb reason to be mean to one of your students, which you shouldn't even do in the first place. Because I was in 2nd grade, and the 2nd grade teacher, like, she's like mean to you just because you physically can't do anything for yourself. Fun times. Anyways, let me know an embarrassing story that you have down in the comment section, and we'll see whoever has the most embarrassing story gets a pretend lollipop. I hate that victory. Okay, but I'm gonna probably gonna save up just to get final cauterized. Not cauterized, Haven. Just because then I can take the least amount of damage as possible. But yeah, you get a free lollipop if whoever gets the most embarrassing story gets a free lollipop. I will find a way and send it to you. Just a free lollipop, your flavor, your choice. I will read through them, find the best story, and whoever has the most embarrassing gets a free lollipop in the mail. So, leave those down in the comments. Gosh. I'm gonna have to watch this back, and if the mic isn't recording right now, because since I'm recording it straight on PlayStation, I can't check if the mic's recording, I'm going to be so upset, because this is gonna have no audio, and it just sounds like I'm talking to myself. Anyways. But if you want me to do any weird loadouts like max counter Zhin or max reversal androxus, let me know, or anything really. any champion with any kind of loadout. Like, that Anjo tried to get away and failed miserably. Get away from them. Hopefully they don't chase me. I'm just gonna make it. Okay, their Kinessa's camping. So I'm gonna go back in here and kill her. That Victor, I hate Victor just because of his sprint. Like, it's really hard to kill Victor when he's I mean, not hard to kill. It's really hard to sprint away. It's hard to get away from Victor just because of his sprint. And is our Victor even attempting to play? Because he was just jumping around, which is not something I'd recommend in Paladins. Oh my god, no way. That Saris just completely avoided my ult. Stop the payload. I'm gonna go below and get out of the way of this Sky. Hopefully she does not see me, because if she does, that's game over. So I'm just gonna hide right here. Okay, I feel like their Kinessa is in here right now. Yep. So I'm gonna want to get out of the way of this Anjo in case he decides to come through here. I'm just going to sit right here behind this door. And then if their Kinessa does decide to come in here. See, I knew their Anjo would come in here. I hope he heard me and turned around. I try to get away. Oh, their Sky got me. That's what I saw their Sky for a brief second. You see what I mean? That Sky, it took her longer to kill me than usually it should, just because of the fact that I have Haven 2. I mean, all the champions of Paladins can be good if they're in the right hands. There we go, there's our Saris down. Try to stay clear of a Victor is what I'm trying to do. I'm probably gonna go for that Kinessa though right now. Just because she's doing a lot of damage. Was that her on the ground or is she still up here? Don't expect to be up there and not get targeted. I'm not dealing with that Sky right now. I'm really not. Get over here. There's... Okay, I thought it was our Sky because it should... I just can't speak English. But yeah, we might win this game, and after this game, I will end the video off, and I'm gonna try to start uploading again more frequently, but it all varies on the scheduling. Like, after this, I have a science project, which it is currently, as the time I'm recording this video, 7 o'clock. It'll take me about 2 hours to complete, and I usually tend to go to bed around 10:30. I used to go to bed at like 8 because I need to sleep, boy. No, but just because I felt that I'm more rested, but I'm trying to change my schedule to 10. That way, if I do have any homework, I can do it the night before what's due, even though I may have had a week to do it. Me and all my classes. You had a week to do that. You had a week to do. I'm just gonna pretend my teachers call me Sonic. Like, you had a week to do that, Sonic. Me, I know, but I didn't feel like it. And they're like, oh, okay. You see how perfectly I counted that sky right there? Oh, I almost killed that Victor. That was close. But I feel like, I don't know, just school for me is tough this year because I have so, probably because I'm a junior, but I don't know. I will put my Snapchat name down in the description just in case you want to. I post on my story almost every day. Make sure you check that out. Yeah, see, I knew this guy was gonna be there. Oh, I almost got this guy, but their Androxus is doing decent. Oh, their Victor's on a 12 streak. Oh no, they're making a pretty heavy comeback, but that's fine. You know what? I've made a comeback before, and it was with Zhin, and I think my team was down 2-3, and we were about to lose the point. It's not Androxus. That Saris killed me, which isn't bad because she died afterwards anyways. Let's go for Cauterize just to counter Saris. Okay. Tell me your best and worst school experiences. I think my worst school experience was recently with the school nurse. And the school nurse is supposed to help you, right? So, me being a dumbass, I fell down a walkway, like a tarred walkway, okay? And you know what happened? I went to the nurse because I had a huge gash in my hand, and I went to math first, obviously. I went to math and told my teacher, and he's like, okay, go to the nurse, because it looks like it really hurts. I'm like, okay, thank you. And I go see the nurse, and she literally, and I kid you not, says, and I have like a 2-inch, like, long, open, like 1-inch wide, freaking hole in my hand with blood like freaking gushing out of it, and she's like, well, you didn't need to come to me for math, you didn't need to leave math for that, you probably could have made it through math. And in my head I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make it through math with a hand that's gushing blood, because that's safe, that's a safe thing to do. Thanks, nurse. Just like, I just wanted to say thank you, you're so helpful. But I'm like, okay. So I went to the bathroom after that, and I grabbed a couple paper towels. I got a wet paper towel, put it on the gash, and then I continued to wrap it with tape in the math room. When I went back to math, he's like, why? I'm like, oh, because the nurse, she cleaned it out, but she didn't have any bandages to put on it, because I'm not just gonna rat out a nurse. Like, I don't want her to lose her job. She's nice, she's really nice to me. She's been nice before. It just seemed like she wasn't in a good mood on that particular day. So that was that was probably my worst school experience. But a funny school experience, I'm not gonna say names in case this person does end up fighting my channel, because we're still friends, and the thing is, I don't want to ruin that. But yeah, so I was joking around, and kids don't, this is in 5th grade, so I was dumb. Don't joke about suicide. Suicide's not a funny thing to joke about, because it's real and it happens to people every day. Every day, someone loses their battle with depression. But this story, we were talking, and I was introduced to this girl. We'll call her Jenny. Anyways, Jenny was my new friend, and she was sitting with us at lunch first day, and they're like, well, we don't really like you being friends with her, Zach, because they didn't like her at the time. And I'm like, well, if you guys don't want to be with that, like, if you guys don't agree with me being friends with her, then I should just go and kill myself, which I regretted saying immediately after, but I mean after I left lunch. So I went to school the next day, and just acted like it was a normal day, because it was a normal day. I'm gonna go kill this, Knessa. But it was a normal day up until this point, and in the morning, we had what's called the fish group, where you go to a teacher every morning, you and a couple other students, from every grade, and you just say you're there, and you get their morning announcements. And I called the principal's office, and she's like, someone brought this to our attention that you were talking about suicide. I'm like, yeah, but I was joking, like, oh yeah, and the principal's like, yeah, well, but we still need to tell your parents. And I went in and I said, why would you say that? I was joking, you didn't have to say anything. And she got all sad and she started crying, and then she ran out of the room, and then she thought I was wrong, and I told her the whole situation. She's like, well, you shouldn't have yelled at her about it. I'm like, I know, could have went about it a different way, but again, dumbass me, didn't fucking do that. Oh, sorry, I'm like, some of these stories, I'm just, because of how stupid I was during them, but, no you don't, Saris. Let's see if we can. There we go, we won, but, yeah, she runs out of the room crying, told the teacher, she gets mad at me, and then, all of a sudden, they start calling her name, and we'll just say her last name is, Bird. Or we'll just say it's Brown, actually. So they're like, Jenny Brown, can you please come to the principal's office? Jenny Brown. And I'm like, oh, so she's just not, she's in trouble because, or maybe they just sent her to talk to her, to talk to them about the whole situation. And it turns out she had run away from school. She ran away from school. And I'm going to tell the story before I finish this video. Let's just see how we did. 20 and 13, not bad. 65k. There's Sky, only got 33k damage. We got best flank. There, Andrew. But it turns out she had escaped from the bathroom window in the girls' bathroom. She had escaped from the window and ran and tried to get into somebody's shed. Like, she tried to get into some random stranger's shed. The random stranger called the cops, and the cops brought her back to school. And she got in trouble. And we didn't talk for a while after that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.